Have you guys seen how people paint over old paintings for Halloween? I saw this print from across the room and I knew I could make it ghostly. Here's a better look at it. I thought I could make it into a haunted harbor. This actually was the second painting that I did. I bought its twin. But this one did seem a little bit challenging because of all the detail. Nothing against the word of the Lord, but it doesn't go in a haunted painting. So I decided I would make it a stormy night, and I covered it first with a cloud. Now, unfortunately, this was a bulky cloud. I wasn't really sure how this was going to end up. So it turns out I had to do the whole sky as if it was a stormy night. And that didn't take too much work. I just had to do in all the crevices and in between where all the buildings are too. I mean, this was pretty big scene. I also didn't want it to look too stormy, but it needed to be spooky, right? So we had to get rid of the sky. Now, this ship, I definitely wanted it to look like a pirate ship, and I did use this picture as an inspiration just so that I could see where the masts were gonna go. But for the coloring and the shading, I mean, this is actually my first painting project. Well, technically my second, but I was just going off of the picture and trying to figure out blacks, grays, what looks like wood, what doesn't look like wood. Now, adding the mast was actually kind of cool because the masts were there. I just had to do the horizontal beams across, and this is almost like painting by number, but there's no numbers and you're just kind of using the painting. Now, this was a little freehand, and I did again use reference to a real pirate ship. Well, maybe not real pirate ship, but real pirate ship in a picture. You know what I mean. Now the sails had to look like they've been through a few storms in life. For the water, I wanted to make sure that I added some depth to it, but I think that I kind of used a little bit too much green. I'm not sure of any harbor that has this color green water in it, but this was like my first time doing this, guys, so we got to be a little bit forgiving. And I had to do it across the whole bottom of the painting, so it ends up being a little bit purple, which is exactly what I'm just throwing in here. I got to cover all of the stuff at the bottom of the print. Part of the dilemma is, where do you put ghosts? And I thought one hanging out on the edge of the pier here was going to do well. I wanted to put a witch's hat on one of them, but my witch's hat in another painting didn't come out very good, so these would be hatless ghosts. Added a patch of pumpkins here, and this was a patch of pumpkins that I actually messed up, so I just made it into a fire, which worked out because that little guy ends up holding a marshmallow. Decided to add a moon to that crazy dark cloud, and what creepy picture wouldn't be creepy without some birds added in? Added a few of those. And look at me adding some dimension to the sails. I mean, like, who am I? Overall, I'm very pleased with how this came out. I will definitely do more. And cheap, inexpensive paint and a quickie estate sale project, and you have yourself a Halloween gift. Thanks.